This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. St. James, a barber charged with farmer's murder. 32-year-old Jerome Foster, a barber of Flamstead Gardens, St. James, was charged with the February 8 murder of a farmer at Pimento Hill, Germantown in the parish. Reports are that 30-year-old Richard Plummer was found with gunshot wounds after residents heard explosions in the area. Relentless investigations led to Foster's arrest. Man serving time on gun conviction, sentenced to 2 years for lottery scamming. The deadly link between gunmen and the lottery scamming, which has been wreaking havoc in western parishes, the epicenter being Montego Bay, St. James, spreading with murderous consequences to ones at the Lake Trelawney and Westmoreland, was further borne out in the St. Catherine's Circuit Court last Friday. Shani Dryden of Waterford, Portmore, already serving 5 years for an illegal gun conviction in 2021, was last Friday sentenced to 2 years imprisonment for breaches of the Law Reform Fraudulent Transaction Act when he appeared before High Court Judge Yvonne Brown. Dryden was found in possession of people's information referred to as lead sheets on August 5, 2020 during a search of his phone by investigating officer District Constable Dr. Jason McKay. Dryden at the time was being held as a suspect in the murder of a National Housing Trust employee but was never charged. McKay gave evidence that on August 5, 2020, he searched Dryden's phone with the accused's permission and found the lead sheet with a person's information in the notes section of the device. Police intelligence indicates that gunmen in western parishes have been able to forge a deadly axis with lottery scammers who finance gangsters' weaponry via the guns for drugs trade with Haiti. Scammers who handle huge sums of foreign currency utilize the gunmen as a protection for their ill-gotten funds. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson recently described high-powered rifles recovered as weapons of war and has since hailed the seizures by customs in Montego Bay and Kingston as a major dent in the gang's operations. Traffic Bureau hearing ends. The Traffic Bureau hearing into the $31 million donation to the People's National Party has ended. The matter started on Monday in the Supreme Court. The court heard testimony from businessman and PNP member Norton Hines, former Energy Minister Philip Polwell, former PNP General Secretary Colin Campbell, and former PNP Chairman Robert Pickersgill. Mr. Pickersgill on Thursday morning revealed that the controversial $31 million that was deposited into the account of Colin Campbell, our candidate association, by Traffic Bureau was repaid by a sympathetic donor. He said he was unaware of the operations of the account. On Wednesday, Mr. Campbell revealed that Traffic Bureau's Chief Executive Officer, Claude Dauphin, had specified that the bank account into which he would make the controversial donation should have no link to any political party. The Supreme Court had granted an application to have former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller excluded from the hearing. Dodge accompanied Traffic Bureau is under investigation into whether it made a donation to the PNP. Campaign donations are prohibited by law in the Netherlands. The former PNP officials testified in the matter in accordance with the provisions under the Mutual Assistance in Criminal Matters Treaty. The treaty allows the signatory countries to ask for help in producing documents and questioning witnesses. In this case, Jamaica is helping the Netherlands in its investigation. Cocaine valued at $133 million seized in St. James, businessman arrested. Lawmen assigned to the Narcotics and the St. James Division seized a large quantity of cocaine during an operation along the Long Hill Main Road in Anchovies, St. James on Monday, March 7. Reports are that about 3 p.m., lawmen were in the area when they signaled the driver of a Toyota Hiace bus to stop. He complied and the search of the vehicle yielded 16 rectangular-shaped packages containing cocaine. He was accosted and taken into custody, and the motor vehicle along with the drug were seized. The illicit drug has an estimated street value of $133 million. 3-year-old dies after being hit by a car. A 3-year-old girl has died after being hit by a car along the Bull Bay Main Road in St. Andrew on Wednesday. She is Shadeen Martin, who resided in 9 miles of Bull Bay in the parish. Reports are that about 6:15 p.m., the driver of a Honda Civic motor car was traveling towards St. Thomas when Shadeen allegedly ran into the path of the vehicle and was hit. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. The driver of the motor vehicle recorded a negative reading on the breathalyzer and was warned for prosecution. The Bull Bay police is investigating. Licensed firearm holder charged for shooting man in the eye. A licensed firearm holder has been charged with wounding with intent and illegal possession of firearm after he allegedly shot another man during a dispute in Sunnyside, St. Catherine. 39-year-old Jerry Savage, a driver of Eltham Vista in Spanish Town in the parish, was charged after being pointed out by the injured man. The police report that about 8:30 p.m. on Saturday, March 5, the two men had a dispute which spiraled into a fight. During the fight, Savage reportedly pulled his gun and shot the man in his right eye, according to the police. The man was treated at hospital. Savage was subsequently arrested and his firearm seized. His court date is being finalized. Teen charged for St. Andrew double murder. The police have charged the 18-year-old Shadrick Robinson, otherwise called the Taliban, of Paradise Court in St. Andrew for the shooting deaths of 2 men in the community. Robinson was charged on Wednesday with 2 counts of murder, shooting with intent, and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. The incident happened on Saturday, February 12. The police report that about 6 a.m., 48-year-old Carbal Thomas, a steelman of Patrice Drive, and 27-year-old Diego Edwards, an upholsterer of Lulumba Pathway, both in Kingston 12, were among a group of people standing along the roadway when Robinson and other men opened gunfire, hitting them. The police were summoned and they were taken to hospital, where Thomas and Edwards were pronounced dead. The third man was treated and released. Robinson was later arrested and subsequently charged after he was pointed out on an identification parade. His court date is being finalized. Female case student abducted and raped, disgruntled schoolmates protest. A female student at the College of Agriculture, Science and Education case in Portland was this morning abducted and sexually assaulted on the compound. It is reported that shortly after 5 a.m., the student was heading to a farm when she was attacked. She was reportedly accosted and forced to another section of the compound where she was assaulted in bushes. Her attacker fled the area. A subsequent alarm was raised and the female student was taken to the hospital where she remains at this time. The incident triggered a protest by female students who accused the management of the college of failing to put in place adequate security. They padlocked the entrance to the college. The protesting students raised concerns about their safety, noting that they have to head out from as early as 2:30 a.m. some days to tend to livestock and crops. They argued that this exposes them to danger and that they are fearful for their safety. The female students argued that this is not the first incident of this nature at the college and stressed that changes must be implemented to improve safety and security. A meeting involving representatives of the Student Council and the college's management has been called for this afternoon. Woman dies after being hit by bike in Manchester. Charges are pending against a motorcyclist over the death of a woman who died after being hit along Old Porus Road in Manchester. The motorcyclist has been in custody since the incident on Tuesday. It is reported that about 1:45 p.m., Jane Sill was crossing the road when a motorcycle with no registration plate affixed, which was traveling easterly towards Clarendon, overtook a line of traffic and hit her. Sill sustained several injuries and was transported to hospital where she succumbed. Decomposing body found in St. Anne, suicide suspected. The decomposing body of a man was found at his home in Discovery Bay, St. Anne this morning in what police suspect to be a case of suicide. The deceased has been identified as Dennis Anthony Nelson, 47, a laborer of Corner Street and Forteland Road in Discovery Bay. It is reported that Nelson's decomposing body was found with a piece of electrical cord around the neck, which was tied to a window pane. Residents went to his home to investigate after he was not seen for a few days. Upon the discovery by residents, the police were notified and the body was later removed. I can confirm that it happened and we're investigating. He was one of those persons who were deported from England around 2019, Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell, head of the St. Anne Police, told the news on Thursday morning. This is the second case of suspected suicide in St. Anne within a week after the body of a St. Catherine man was found hanging in a guest house in Ocho Rios on Sunday. Persons who need help coping with issues are encouraged to call the Ministry of Health's helpline at 888-639-5433 for help. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.